Well, there we go. Put the mic up. Let's get rocking and rolling. It's a Monday with a cold front as well. Monday with a cold front. Time for virtual happy hour on a Monday. Glad you're along. Let's roll the open in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yes. I don't know why I'm kind of, well, first off, I'm a little darker than usual today because I don't have the lights turned on there. That's a little better. It's a little better there. I'm glad you're along. Virtual happy hour on a Monday. Got the mic up. Means I do know we're hearing. You always, of course, give me the thumbs up if you are hearing me, not hearing. Yeah, the lighting in here sucks today. I didn't pull the lights out today. I thought maybe I'd be able to get by without it, because I thought the sun came out, but brutal. I mean, I look like I'm in a closet or a cave or something. It's brutal. Brutal. Okay, what's going on? Virtual happy hour. There we go. I mentioned a cold front here. We are 144 days of this nonsense. 94 degrees today, which walk in the park time here. It's the highest it's going to be is right now, and really for the most part, most of the day, including wake up time in the Metroplex, was in the 70s this morning. We had a really nice shower storm blow through last night, right around dinner time. I think I was out to the patio, and this is true. We should have taken pictures, but we started dinner around the 6 o'clock hour, something like that. At 5:30, actually. I was doing some prep work as we did grilled wings, and which tell you that's a good recipe. Go to my YouTube page, which I'm working on. I'm going to relaunch that thing big time. So I'm working on some of the stuff with that. That's a whole other deal. I'll get to that in a moment. Oops, sorry about that. But about 5:30, you can see the clouds in the north building up. GM brought me the radar. I'm going, oh my gosh, it's going to get bad here shortly. As we were looking at, actually by that time, the clouds had come up, a little breezy. The sun had, usually when I'm cooking 6 o'clock on a summer day, I'm cooking on the grill, sun's right in my face, that patio. If it's 90 degrees, it's 900 degrees, right? Well, it wasn't really as bad then. And was doing those grilled chicken wings, and we came inside to eat. That's when we saw the radar, and she's like, I got to take the dog out now. And by the time she took the dog out, I ran back out to kind of grab some things that were already, the grill was already cooled off because of the wind. And then my grill cover blew across the patio. I mean, it was a heck of a storm we got last night. It stayed like that all the way through probably 11 o'clock or so. We still had thunder and lightning going the rest of the evening. We actually were recording Yellowstone to watch it a few minutes behind, so you'd go through the commercials. But the first episode, the 8 o'clock one, was all scrambled on the satellites, and to watch the 9 o'clock episode. So anyway, third world problems, right? With things. But anyway, weather much better today, and we are. The sun did come out, and they actually got a little work done on the front and laid some concrete. Our front curb is now actually concrete, where I didn't think it was going to be today, but they get after it this afternoon once the sun came out. I get to see Brother Dean out there. And good to see your brother, and hope to you as well. Time to bring Mom on. She's waiting patiently in the green room, and she is probably having we're probably having very much same weather, I think, Mom. You guys have been in the 80s. We kind of did that last night, so happy Monday to you.
Oh, happy Monday to you, too. Yeah, it was low 80s, I think. We had a beautiful Sunday. It was a little breezy, but cool. It was great to be outside. So, but we've had temperate weather for August up here. Usually, it's when football starts, it's hotter than Hades. So,
Yep.
but it's been quite nice. Tomorrow might be a new day. I don't really know. I don't follow the weather too much. Most of the time, I'm freaking inside. But anyway, yeah, it was.
It was so nice here. By the time I got about halfway through my hour walk, I'm like, I kind of do the old sweat ring check, on the shirt. Okay, where's the sweat? So I know I'm going to go to workout. Well, I'm like going, boy, this shirt maybe would have worn 2 days in a row. Then finally that second half hour, once it did, but yeah, it was nicer. Although we just came back from school, good to see cousin Blake out there. Just came back from school, University of Dallas. We had to help Caroline. She came home oh gosh, around lunchtime today to get. We had a bit of a fiasco, but she had to get her. She left one thing of closet clothes on hangers, and then she left her fish, which is a whole other story. I'm going to save that for the wife joins me, but we had a bit of dramas there. But we were sitting here about 2 o'clock, thinking, you know what? We might want to help her get the fish tank and all that because you had to empty the tank out and all that stuff out and take it anyway. So we went over to UD to help her. By the time we got there at University of Dallas, it was a little warmer, but it was not nearly as bad as Saturday. We moved her in the dorm on Saturday. She went and got her COVID test and then was cleared. Yes, she passed the COVID test. They had the quick test there. I gave her a key. And by the time she got in her room and dumped a couple of things off, she didn't turn the air on, and it was 105 or 4, something like that. We were out there unloading the car, and we got in the dorm and we had to go up the stairs. And I'm telling you, that room was brutal. It was probably 200 degrees. Well, it was 105 outside. It was easily 100 degrees in a room, and she hadn't turned the AC on. Funny though, when you turn the AC on, how much cooler it gets. So it actually, but we kind of drew the short straw. We wish we could have moved in today because her roommate got to move in today when it was like 80 degrees this morning. We had to move. It was 103. So that was our drama from the weekend. We actually moved her into the dorm. So she's all moved in. That's good news, right?
It's hard to believe she's a junior.
Yeah. Red wine, Chris says. Your son, Chris. By the way, we just had it's funny that red wine.
Here we are.
Chris, by the way, and he'll know this now. I got a text a moment ago, and apparently Maxwell, his son, or this is my youngest nephew of that group. I do have one more, don't I? Isn't there a nephew in Colorado?
There's one that's 7 years old.
Oh, that's the one that has the dirty diapers. He and his sister up in Colorado.
No, he doesn't have dirty diapers.
I get them all confused. They got to be able to drive or play like high school sports before I know what they're doing. But anyway, yes, I'm just kidding, being snarky. But Maxwell did his college essay work with his aunt today. They just wrapped that up a few minutes ago. So he'll probably join us and tell us how that went. But I'm proud to report.
And Maxwell?
Yes, helping with his college essays, and she said it was really good. And one more thing to report, Mom, we went to Fernando's on Midway on Saturday, and of course Chris and Annie were not in town at the time. But I'm very proud to report that we went by to check on the boys, and all was fine. So it was all good. So
there were no parties going on.
No, there was no parties. There was no police cars. There was no one jumping off the roof. No beer bongs in the front yard. It was all good news. So it was all good.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, I heard Chris talk to me on his drive down, and so I was excited about that. So
he was pumped about the net result. See, GM is the WD-40 of the family. She granted, it's like I keep saying though, when she becomes a doctor at SMU, you still should call Annie for medical assistance, not call my wife because she'll be no good for you. But she's still going to be a doctor, but it'll be Dr. Vaughan as opposed, or well, she might be something else. She'll probably go by Dr.
PhD.
Yeah, PhD doctor, not the doctor that actually treats people like that. But he was pumped. That's good stuff. So, Mom, what is up Monday? We were asking this question on Friday, and we didn't get a chance to ask you. Claudette and Willie are your next door neighbors, and they are real rock stars in your neighborhood. How long have they been living there? How long have they been living there?
Over 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just a little over 20. And here's I didn't post this because people wouldn't really care, but last week when I finally get up, I look out and Willie's on my driveway messing around in my yard. I didn't know what he was doing. I'm in my pajamas. I didn't really care as long as.
All right, hold on. How many red flags? How many red flags in that sentence? In your front yard, messing around, you're in pajamas. That's 3 red flags in 2 sentences, Mom. Easy. All right.
I was in the house.
Okay.
I was in the house. So anyway, my neighbor calls me later, and so my other neighbor, who he left for work at like 5 o'clock, and my sprinklers in the front yard start going off at 5. It takes there's 8 hours it takes to get to my whole yard. So anyway, he called Willie because Willie's always up at 5, and one of my sprinklers looked like the geyser in Yellowstone. So he texts Willie and says, "You better check on Celeste's sprinkler. It's broken." Well, that was what he was doing. He's repairing my sprinkler. He can get in my garage. I have parts in the garage for the sprinkler system, yada yada yada. And that was what he was doing. He was fixing my sprinkler system. So, what could I do without him? I would have had to call my sprinkler company and they would have charged me $200 to fix that one sprinkler head. So anyway, so we had hot dogs and potato salad and coleslaw and Fritos and chips, and of course I had wine. They don't drink, so I'm the alcoholic in the neighborhood. But anyway, or the wino. So yeah, that they are incredible. I'm gonna get them eventually. I was gonna do it tonight, but I was gone for a while, I'm gonna get them on to learn how to get on here and interact, because Willie can do it, Claudette no, but they would love it, because they would love it. So they have been well, as Claudette says, Willie has two wives, me and her. he keeps up with us both, so anyway, so I appreciate them. So I posted that yesterday. I didn't want to put that Willie had two wives. I don't think that would have been appropriate, but anyway. So yeah,
well, it depends on what state you're in, I guess, but
I guess so. But well, yeah. And today I had, of course, a friggin' Zoom meeting for Real Services Advisory Council, which is in South Bend. And then after it was over, I was hotter than the Job's turkey because I was mad about something that they said. But anyway, they help fund part of our transportation, because we're the only transportation gig in town for people that need rides to their appointments in Elkhart. But anyway, so I did that, and then I was starving, so I went downtown to the Vine and had my 4:00 lunch, and Jeannie Teeny. It was Martini Monday, and I had Jeannie is the owner of the Vine, and she makes a Jeannie Teeny, and then I had it's a pasta dish. It's got artichokes and dried tomatoes, and it's just really good. And then I had, of course, then I had a glass of red wine, and then I came home, and then I'm talking outside to my neighbors, and then so here I am. I said, "Oh, I've got to hurry next door because Danny's going to be on." Well, you almost beat me today. So anyway,
yeah, I want to get it over with because I'm hungry. So,
well, I've already eaten, so you can just talk. I'll talk all day long.
No, just trying to get it over with, and then I kind of, like I said, we had to go to UD today. We weren't supposed to go. We were and I was actually sort of getting things done for the day, and then all that. So now I'm behind for the week. But oh well. What are you gonna do? No one watches my T-Bone show much anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, that's wrong.
Now the talking baseball, I've got an extra day, so I don't have to worry about that until.
They watch. I'm sorry, but you've got listeners, so there you go. And
yeah, I'm afraid I'm a little sad. I'm a little disappointed in the T-Bone show. I got to figure out a way to spice it up. But last week's was pretty good. I'm just this week doesn't have a lot. I don't have a lot to offer this week, although I'm starting to work on it.
Well, it's hard because what are you going to report about?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't get any. I don't know.
Here's what you're going to say.
Well, it's like it's
the turf is growing in the outfield. They've been and the Royals are practicing. What are you going to talk about?
Nothing. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get too bitter about it. So I'm trying.
Because I doubt if there are many other broadcasters who are not working for.
Oh, they're trying. The boys in Cleveland are trying. They're doing good. They're doing good stuff.
Well, yeah. Not. I wasn't talking about Brad. So anyway, but you don't ever give up, because if you have one listener, it doesn't matter. One listener can be your claim to fame.
The good news is we only have. I go in because Game Marie starts school shortly, so I'll go into off-season mode because we're not playing. But normally, when they do finish up on the 10th, which we play, our playoffs, which I'm very convinced we'd have been the playoffs again this year. So at the latest, we go to the 20th of September. But I mean, usually by then we're in off-season. Even though we're the playoffs, we don't really. When I'm during the season, I'm doing a daily show at noon anyway, and this show is probably not going on, and because this is during broadcast, this would be pregame show time around that time anyway. So all I'm saying is I'm only about 4 weeks away or less from the Wednesday show going away for, because it goes away. The steakhouse goes away until the spring, but I start doing every week then. But the fall, I don't do it every. I mean, I do it only on a needed to do basis, like once a month, And the other show, the Thursday show goes away. The good thing is I go the off season mode, which I can't believe we're going to be through the summer. Just a couple more weeks, we're going to be Labor Day.
And that's the fact. Well, Chris sent me the schedule for Cistercian football, and so I may just really jump off the deep end and fly to Dallas on American, and he wanted me to come early, and it may change, so I'm not going to, but I want to, I don't want to cheat Maxwell out of his senior year.
It was something I was praying about this morning in my workout this morning. I didn't listen to any music this morning. I just kind of used it as a time to kind of focus on some stuff. And I was thinking about that. I've been praying about that because, these kids that are seniors to be going to their senior year. And I guess because I walked by a couple of homes, and one of them was a St. Mark's senior, one was an ESD senior. I'm trying to thinking, I got contacted this week again, some substitute stuff for the off in case, when I am available, the off season, substitute teaching. But it's going to be, it's a dicey proposition at best, and I was talking to Caroline today, the Rome group that was going to Rome for University of Dallas, they didn't go like they normally went. They're going later in the fall, and they didn't have a summer's term, those kids that I've read about at campus, I don't know what campus it was, North Carolina, I think, where they had one dorm already overrun with COVID. So, you've got all kinds of question marks up in the air, and I feel for these kids. And I even messaged Maxwell last night because I was trying to get we wanted to go to Lubbock more and see Tech. We can't even get the damn games probably. So I didn't know, we didn't buy tickets because I gambled, and then probably the smart move is that we would have just donated the money to the university, which is probably,
that's right.
Exactly. So, it's a bit of a mess. So we're not even sure what our schedule is. So she and I have kind of talked about this, making plans for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then, we'll see what Australia does. Because I'm not convinced there's going to be a travel bubble to allow all of us to go as a family. So we're kind of, we'll have to wait and see in 2 weeks what the schedule is over there. But yeah, but I'm glad you're coming down though. That's good. I don't know what I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I think it's the right thing to do. We gotta. These kids. He deserves as much of a senior year as his brother and anybody else. Yeah. So
exactly. Well, Chris wanted me to come early on, but he said that the schedule isn't out, but it's Chris has inside info. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he says as normal as possible. And I talked to Maxwell last night. He said he's already. He said this. He didn't think it was. He didn't seem real positive about it. But we'll see. Again, it's obviously it's not the NFL, and the NFL is going to be able to do what they do because they have TV. I'm not convinced that all the I'm not convinced the colleges will pull it off. I'm not convinced they won't. I think some high schools could pull it off, some might not. I think it's going to be a crucial 10 days or so, like we talked about before. Baseball was in that same boat. They can somehow pass the class. We'll see what happens, and
it worked out in the association for.
Yeah, well, and I think that's one thing, Chris. Chris, you're still there, and it's something I talked about on Talking Baseball Australia. And I've talked about this several times. If you guys out there that don't know this, the American Association Baseball League is using only 6 of the 12 teams, and they went with the modified format, shorter season, started with the bubble. But they eventually got only with one bubble. But they had 3 bubbles originally. Now with one, 3 teams have all returned home to their home ballparks with limited crowds. But granted, 1,000 folks is going to be a lot for a private school football game in the fall. So you're looking at that's going to be manageable. I think what you're finding is the smaller the league, the smaller the operation, the easier to manage. Where the big leagues in baseball, the NFL, we were watching the Hard Knocks with the Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers with Red Raider Anthony Lynn as the coach of the Chargers. But you're seeing how hard the NFL is going to go about it every day, and that's just to get that one practice in every day. And these college kids are probably better on campus than they are being home. And I think you're seeing the smaller the group, the American Association, the better off. And I think that's where the Cistercian and high schools have a puncher's chance because there's going to be be a smaller operation. You don't have to you're not having to do what the NFL's got to do, and that literally is test
Well,
everybody that's in that damn building. And there's a lot of folks.
well, and here's another factor on that. You're talking about amateurs and high schoolers. You're that opposed to people who, uh, in NFL, pardon the French, their shit doesn't stink, so they're going. They don't take the priorities because they make big bucks, so they don't take it as seriously as
Sure.
a kid in high school or a kid at a university might take it. It means more to them because they're on the move up, and and they know they have, if they want to have, I haven't heard from Sam's in several days. I guess they're still practicing. I don't know. Uh, they canceled their. So the first game they're going to have is not this Friday, but the next. So far, so good. But uh, uh, so yeah, Chris says that Sturgeon did summer workouts without any cases, so that's a positive. And that's what I'm saying. Your young people and the most part are going to take it more seriously than those big bucks NFL players.
Yeah.
They are 10 feet tall and bulletproof. Uh,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and Maxwell and his friends and Sam and his team, his players know they've got to be careful, and so the chances are probably more in their favor. Doesn't mean it's going to happen that way, but that's kind of the way I feel. Of
Yeah.
course, and
Well, we were
anyway,
walking. We were in the dorm today over at University of Dallas, and we were there on Saturday. And on Saturday there was an RA there. She was real sweet, real nice. And then Caroline, because they had them all moving in at a certain time, so Caroline
sure,
basically had a window of like 2 hours that we were. It was just us. It was her Gamery and I. And then her dad was there, dropped the fridge off. He came by and took her to lunch. But we were all there in that. But there was no one else in the dorm hall at that time. There were other kids that moved in and had moved away, had gone away. We saw a couple of the ball players walking across campus. There were a handful as we were kind of packing up to go. Another family was moving their kid in. And so today, though, was a lot more. I felt a lot more campus vibe today because they start classes on Wednesday. It's a small school, but it's all very compact right there. They're all right there
yeah,
with each other. And we walked in the hallway, and there was one young lady moving in. Her roommate from Tyler moved in today as well. Met her mom and her roommate. But we're walking in the hallway, and it was much different today because today there was another family moving in. Some other kids were there in their rooms. There was a lot more, and everybody had their mask on. There was a lot of that going on, and you could kind of feel, and at least what Caroline told us today, that everybody's wearing their mask and everybody's kind of doing the right protocols. She did say, and this is what I thought was interesting, that she said that a lot of her mates were having a hard time social distancing because they hadn't seen each other in a long time. Remember, she was in Rome in March, and then she hasn't seen her
exactly.
mate. They came back March 8th, and she hasn't seen any of her friends really from Rome or from last fall or any of her. She saw her closest friends. They went out and had dinner Saturday night, but she hadn't really seen many of her mates. So, they all want to see each other and high five and hug and all that. So the hardest part for them is the social distancing amongst their friend group. They're all wearing their masks. They're all doing that, but they're still.
Yeah,
That's the one thing. But I can just tell you about walking down the hallway today, and we were walking out. There was, a family moving the daughter in. There was other 4 or 5 kids, right there, hauling around, all in their mask. And matter of fact, I ran over one kid's foot with a suitcase. So I mean, that he was, oh, it's okay, sir. So but she mentioned that, and just seeing the campus with people, that's kind of like, okay, we get to the next week or two without the whole school being overrun, they got to be okay. So that's what I was. What do you got there? What is that, Mom?
well, I ran out of wine, so I just want to make sure Chris understood that I'm holding up the wino proposition. Uh, so yeah, and at Notre Dame, well, I think they've already started classes, I believe. Um, I'm not sure, but the only people you have to worry about at those schools are those, and you don't have that at University of Dallas. Is those hotshot athletes?
Right,
They're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and
right,
so that's my whole point.
right.
and that as compared to NFL, NBA, whatever, you know, they don't take it as seriously as they should because hey, they make the mega bucks. Well, these kids have something that they have a price to pay, which is just getting to be there. So
Sure. Well,
you know,
I think she was encouraged, and like I said, I was encouraged. I'm glad in a heart in a roundabout way. I'm glad that Gamer and I had to go to campus. We weren't going to go at first, but I'll tell you that you'll hear the story later on why we went. Look to see David out there. What's up, Spider? How you doing, mate? Jeff Miller out there. Chris asking, is UD like tech where it's one kid? Yes and no. Well, no. They're doing, but what they have done, and this is one thing the RA told us on Saturday. She was real sweet, came in and she said, just so you know, because they didn't want to let us know you couldn't move the beds and furniture on only what you could move the bookshelf, which we moved the bookshelf from the ground to the top of her desk. So it gives her a nice desk with a bookshelf and gave her room for a fridge and stuff like that, some shelving. But they didn't want you to move the beds around. Usually those dorms they either had bunk beds or they could put the beds, wherever they wanted to and move it. But the beds had to be so far apart in those rooms. And they told us specifically not to move the beds. And we complied with that. We didn't move the beds, but that was the one thing. I do know that, Texas Tech's doing the one, but Tech's got a lot more Tech's got a lot more dorm space. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, they also are using, they've contracted with, I believe, used to be called University Plaza. It's something else now. There's a couple of apartments there, and it's the old Tech ghetto. They've got a new area there. They've contracted with some apartments for overflow as well to guarantee all the kids who had rooms reserved got the individual rooms because they don't want kids, the thing will be, it's going to be interesting to see what a major university like Texas Tech, University of Texas, whatever do as far as the rooms are concerned. But yeah, they are, she has a roommate, although, I don't think there was much of an option. That's just the way it worked out. So anyway.
Well, I'm going to get off. You tell your brother he needs to go to Be Live and get on too.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he's got better things to do than
he's in Padre, for pity's sake.
Well, that's better things to do.
Well, I know. So, emergency out of wine. Who wrote that?
I did. Well,
sorry. I was out of wine.
So it's an emergency.
Yeah. Emergency. Well, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to move. So
all right, love you, Mom.
Where's my buddy? Where's my adopted son, Kevin?
I think he is still in the way back in Sioux Falls. I think.
Well, what am I going to do with him? He hadn't been on here in a while.
I've been there the last week. He was on the road last weekend though. He went out of town because the Twin Cities of Minnesota. He's got that governor he's not real happy with. So.
Well, go figure. Well, anyway, you if he's on here, tell him his ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower.
I will.
So there you go.
I will.
Okay.
Cheers, Mom. Be good.
Bye.
Love you, Mom. There we go.
Bye.
There we go. Mom cam out of wine emergency, but I'm sure that's it's a short walk to upgrade that. But good to see Mom, and she was funny today, very funny. So busy day for us. We didn't know this, but we turned out to be pretty busy. Mentioned we moved Caroline in the dorm on Saturday. It was 104 degrees Fahrenheit for you folks in Australia. What does that convert to? What is that? 104 Fahrenheit is equal to, I should know this, but I always have a trouble, Spider, when it gets to triple digit, 40 degrees. Yeah. When it gets to triple digits, I always have a hard time converting over. I don't know why the math does that to me. I'm a lot better when it's in the 90s, but we were definitely having issues with the heat. But then once we were there today, the air was much better in the dorm than it was before. And I mentioned the wife was going to join us here in a second, and we were going to finish talking about. Again, there we go. Good for you. Good for you. We're in the dark. We're in a cave, so the lighting is. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Lost the camera. Hold on.
Just leave it like that.
Just no. I'm not going to use the garbage camera. I'm going to fix it a second. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Use the good camera. There we go. It should be fine again.
Darn, I looked foggier in the other one, which is a good.
Well, this is a much better camera than that one, but
it
went away. Yeah, see it. You can I can just tell you by looking at it on the phone here how much better it is. But yeah, we should be okay. I don't know why this is a wonky. This computer just I want to just throw it out the window. Maybe it's
No,
it's.
I tried my.
Why you
Ruby
move,
red.
move closer? Because you
Move
look like you're a
closer?
little like a little kid. Move closer to me.
I can't get any closer.
No, slide over and slide even with me. Slide over, move the chair up. You have to straddle. You have to straddle your leg right there. Put your leg, one leg here. Okay, you're better. It's a little better. I'll move back, and then I can just kind of.
Okay.
That's a little better. Sort of better.
There you go.
It's a little bit better. So, yeah, we had we moved this. Sorry, guys. We moved this. Right.
His whole life is just a series of accommodating me, right?
Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Series of different. Oh, here comes your other.
There we go. There we go. This way will be a little better. They can pick you up a little better. We probably
the female that he likes most in this house has just shown up.
No, she's there. I need to get you one of these too. I just haven't got around to it, but I'll find one on sale. I'll pull the trigger. So I mentioned today we had a little drum. It wasn't as dramatic as it was the last time.
Last time it was
but I was sitting here, and they were, and Caroline, as mentioned, came home at lunch, and they were, they were first off, they were downstairs. Downstairs, she had a little lunch, and she and her mom did, and I went down and chatted with them. We were hanging out.
Me, and Caroline, and her mom. Me.
That's what I'm saying. And so we did that.
She came up.
They came up, and I was here in the office, which is right around the corner is Caroline's room. And they were in there banging around.
We weren't banging around. We were emptying the water from her fish tank.
And it was sounded like there was some kind of fiasco going on, which it was. And the poor fish, what kind of fish is it?
A beta fish.
A beta fish, which she's got a really cool setup. She's got a neat little. How big is the tank? It's
8 gallons, maybe.
Yeah, probably. It's nice. It's nice. It's got a cool filter and lights, and she can turn the
sorts of things.
Lights on and off for like night, because these things light night and day, and it's. I mean, they like notice light and day. Anyway, long and the short of it was
we killed the fish.
They killed the fish. We first took. Well, you guys took him out of the because you got to transfer him across town. It's only about.
Yeah, we've done this before.
How far is that across town to the dorm? 20. She lives 20 minutes across town in the dorm.
You got to do the whole kit and caboodle. You got to empty the whole thing.
Empty the tank. So you got to empty it out.
You got to put him in the little like transporter cup.
Yeah.
And tank.
So they put him in the little tank. The transport tank's a little. See, it's nice. It's got plenty of room for him. It's got a little air to breathe and all that. It's not like he's in a cup. He's in a. They get him there in a cup, right? But they're. Anyway,
he's in a little tank to go.
He was in his to-go tank. He didn't look so good.
Just sinking to the bottom.
He was scuffling. He was scuffling.
By the time we got to UD, he was dead.
He was a dead man or a dead fish.
So he's downstairs in the cup on the kitchen counter. I need to go bury him because she wants me to bury him.
So our garden's gonna be full of
dead fish,
dead betta fish that the dog and the cat can.
This is the second one that we're gonna bury.
And it seems like it's.
But I'm glad we went to UD because she would have never put her laundry away. Should have never hung up those clothes. That's probably the only time they're going to be hung up this year.
Well, it's good that we did. It's good we did that. I mean, I feel good we did that, and glad that she. But yeah, that was the drama. And
there are other big kid news today.
What?
Joy Mall got keys.
Oh,
she got Texas Tech keys today. That was exciting.
I had a yellow parking pass, so I'm not impressed. I mean,
what is a yellow? Oh, whatever.
I had a faculty pass.
She has a faculty pass too.
I had a faculty keys too. Don't you use this to run on my desk? There you go. Thank you.
Now all of a sudden you're conscious about ruining furniture.
No, I just don't want my desk to have like little circles. Hello, Kitty.
I made him take me to Specs this weekend, and after
talk about a place that's rocking. All right, I'm going to tell you this. The liquor business is not, I don't think they're suffering. Now, I've heard that Dr. Pepper is having a hard time keeping the stores stocked. But I'm telling you, the liquor, there's this huge, and there's several of them around, but Specs is the local. This is like it's an old Toys R Us. I don't know how big this thing is. Come on, Kitty. What are you doing? All right. But this is a huge liquor store. And this place was booming business. I mean, it was just like,
hi.
I mean, and this is Saturday afternoon, 3:00. It's 104 degrees outside, and people are in the liquor store. And I'm not saying the lines are long. They had probably 5-6 registers going. Yeah. And they were just, and as fast as they could check you out, they had here's your box. Have a nice day. they had people in the. What are you doing?
She's looking at me. I'm giving up trying to
The,
talk.
the aisles had a person at every aisle asking you need help. I mean, were you shocked at the liquor business? Is that
Well,
rocket?
yes, my point was that their stuff. There were parts of it that were like empty, like they were sold out of the kind of tequila I wanted. They didn't have it in the size that I wanted.
But again, they weren't out of liquor. Okay,
no, there's gobs.
I mean, if you wanted tequila, there was good tequila there. Okay,
lots of tequila.
You know,
I wanted tequila. We got tequila. We got vodka. I got my Deep Eddy red vodka. That was good. Grapefruit vodka.
Get it together. I'm not sure we didn't do.
You got some Maker's Mark.
Yeah, but it was bizarre. Just the fact that, I mean, that's a business that's doing fairly well. I mean, I'm telling you, and there were people in there, and they weren't just buying. I think people now, because everybody's home, even the people that are working, they're more at home. They're not going out. So when used to be, I'd go to the liquor store for when we have a big
party,
or whatever. But
now it's like,
and I would pick a 6-pack up at the grocery store, or whatever. But
do that.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking. It wasn't just college kids. It wasn't just old folks. It was every part of the community was in this place.
Yep.
And it was a steady. It wasn't a beating. It was a steady. They had enough people staffed. But I was amazed. Of course, the place is huge anyway. But yeah, your size of tequila was out. But they had, if you wanted
I had to upgrade the. I normally I buy Reposado, but I bought Añejo, which was slightly more expensive because it came in a smaller bottle because I didn't want the jumbo size. So I don't want that one to fall down and break on the kitchen floor.
Yeah, you can take the liquor and vino business, go and get delivery to my car. There you go. See, that's another thing. That was the part about it too. Yeah. They had 6 or 7 lanes of people that must call ahead, and there was these guys coming out with carts. There was one car. I'm thinking this guy must own a bar, but it's probably just somebody stocking up at the house. I mean, they're going to be in the house for all the time. We
didn't buy that much.
No, but we had a box.
Yeah, we had a box.
Give us a box, and I was just impressed about it.
He always wants to keep Celesta. Like, I don't understand. Like, for Christmas, I'm just going to get him boxes because he's like, "Why are you getting rid of the box?" I'm like, "We don't need it. Where am I going to put it?" He wants to keep the boxes.
Yeah, I need them.
Maybe you can make a Ford out of it.
I just need the boxes. So, but
you don't need boxes for what?
Well, the liquor business is a lot, and I know it because the hand sanitizer thing is alive and well. But I'm just
there's a lot of that there.
Yeah, but I mean, and that was great. It was Saturday, but again, this is Saturday, 100+ degrees outside,
3 o'clock in the afternoon,
and it's middle of the afternoon, the hottest part of the day, and I'm thinking I'm in the wrong business, and.
Well, that's a different conversation.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, there's enough. I could probably stayed there another hour and there's all kinds of snacks and stuff. You're like, oh, it's great. Anyway.
But in other news, I finished both of my syllabi today. Got all those done. That was my goal, to get all that done. One of them has been sent off to my department chair for his files. The other one, I'm going to get his feedback because it's a new class. And
don't get rid of a good box. See, I'm agreeing. I'm telling you right now, I just saw a good box in our closet downstairs. You never know when they're going to need. I mean, in the nonsense we had to, those torrid bags we carried in the dorm, you could have carried a box of more stuff. I'm telling you right now, never get rid of a good box.
Have either the bags or the box.
No, which is ridiculous.
Which is fantastic.
Which I agree. Never get rid of a good box, especially the box they give you, those booze boxes, they hold probably 80 pounds of stuff, so they're not like flimsy. They're not. This is not a
book boxes, but we're not moving, so why do we need them?
You never know when you might need a good box. He's very very much right about that. Yeah. So yeah, very very good. On the kitty is just
she's driving me crazy.
She was fine until Caroline came home, and then all the packing up and all this nonsense. So anyway, so you got to bury a fish.
I got to bury a fish. I'll do that while you're grilling.
Yeah, it's 90.
No, it's not bad outside. I cleaned up the patio. It was like I was telling Caroline that if somebody had said, well, if you knew that tomorrow you're going to have to spend, some time sweeping the entire back patio and drying out all the cushions on the furniture and all that stuff, which is a pain. It takes time, whatever. If anybody said, But I don't have anywhere to store the flattened boxes, Celesta. That's the point.
That's Chris, by the way.
Oh, Chris, sorry. No, I can't. I don't have anywhere to put them because he's overtaken every closet in this house. I don't have any storage space. Such
a misinformed thing. But by the way, looks the neighbor is some activity across the way there.
He's Miss Kravitz. He's totally Miss Kravitz. He knows what everybody's doing, where they're going.
No, I don't talk to him. I didn't talk.
No, Miss Kravitz didn't talk to anybody. She just knew.
I don't say anything to him. I don't go. It's like you didn't have told him all your life story.
Well, I'm friendly when I walk the dog.
Not me. Got nothing to say. Got to walk. Let's go.
Need to know your neighbors.
I got to get work. Got to get working out. I'll have time. I'm working out. I don't have time to sit there and chat about the weather. Some guy wanted to stop and talk today. I'm like, hey, peace out, bro.
Michael Jordan?
No, like a mile from here. Hillcrest, nice fella, but I'm like, peace out, mate.
Stop. I keep going.
No, a little kid waited at me again in the park, and I'm like, that's about it. I mean, like, he's like, oh, there's that zoo animal.
I thought that while I was running, I would catch you, but I didn't.
No.
Anyway, I was saying something else. I don't remember what.
I don't know, but the weather last night, definitely the neighborhood. The neighborhood definitely had. There were people out. I mean, there were branches down a couple blocks away. People were,
My point was that. If somebody would have told me you're going to have to mess with cleaning up the patio for the storm, but the storm was going to give you, at least 10 degrees cooler weather, I'd been like, sign me up. I'll clean up the patio for 10 degrees cooler. So I'm happy to have it.
No, last night it dropped 20 degrees. And
that's the thing that I'm amazed that you do. Like when you call a game, you're in the middle of a story and then, you're like, that was a strike, blah, blah, blah. And you talk about that player. Then you go back to your story. How do you keep that going? I
don't know.
I can't do that.
Be interesting, maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember where I was before. Like you interrupt your conversations to do things and then go back to where you were. I can't do that.
I don't know what to tell you about it, but Mom likes Añejo, some such.
Añejo.
I think isn't he a shortstop in the?
It's the high end tequila.
Oh, okay.
We bought the high end tequila because it's
better. They had this, and this I almost did this because we were gonna. I meant to make margaritas last night and I didn't do it.
We bought some skinny margaritas.
We just don't have.
Yes, we
don't have the way to make them anyway. But I thought about making because we were at Fernando's. We go to Fernando's on Saturday night, hit the patio, which it was still sweltering until. Well, actually, that was a late crowd too. They got there about 8, but we got there about 7:15. It was still 8 degrees. But I always get me a swirl margarita, frozen, really good. And I usually have one of those that I go to the beer section. But I'm thinking, you know what? If I could make a swirl at home.
Oh, because I have sangria.
Well, I'm just again. That's
not totally make you a swirl. I'm doing it tonight.
Frozen. I don't want one with ice. No. You can't do it. It's okay.
I have a blender.
It's not going to be the same. It's okay, baby. You don't have to do it.
I've made margaritas in that blender.
I don't want it like you and Lisa had in Arkansas. I don't want one of those. Don't worry about it. It's okay. I just
margarita machine.
Anyway, just saying that I just saw they had this really cool stuff to. No, it's okay. I'm not going to drink it, but. All right, off the dinner. See you guys. Yeah, it's riveting content.
Where are y'all going?
They're in Padre, babe. Don't tell the world about that, please.
Oh, Bennett, because of the party. Did you tell them we did a drive-by?
Yes, I told him that earlier. But okay, babe, you know you don't like advertise people's personal lives where they're going.
His house isn't empty.
Okay.
I just was talking to somebody in his house.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It's all good. They have weapons.
Okay. Just trying to help you, baby.
I'm fine. They have an arsenal over there, don't they, Chris?
Crazy. So what we got the rest of the day?
Dog that will kill anybody that comes to the door.
Yes.
What else we got going on?
I
got to bury a fish. That's the only thing I have left to do today. I've got some more college letters, recommendation letters to write. I've done a couple, but I've got a couple more to do. Tomorrow I've got meetings all day, or at least all morning from like 9 to noon. More on Teams, which none of my classes are on Teams. So I'm like, what the bleepity bleep do I need to do it for? I guess I can't do anything with it.
You got three levels of aging a tequila: Blanco White, Reposado, and Añejo.
Yes, I learned that from you, Celeste.
Yes, and then there's the 4th level, which is shots.
No, I've never bought the Blanco because I don't think it tastes crappy.
I
like the Reposado. I can drink that, and I like that in my margaritas. I prefer that. But the Añejo is even better. I normally don't buy it because it's just pricier, but I had to buy it because they only had the jugs The Reposado I like. I like that Milagro brand. So I bought the nicer stuff. So that'll go well with my limeade.
Yeah, well.
But I do like that skinny margarita mix. We'll have to see if it works.
What do you mean when it works?
I mean, if it tastes good. We bought 2 different kinds to see which one we liked better.
That's right. They had there's like the mix section is probably got.
They didn't have very many mixes with the skinny margarita. There weren't very many of that.
But there's a boatload of mixes of all kinds of ilks and types. You can mix
sugar. Put sugar in anything, it's going to taste good.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were looking for the ones that were low in sugar.
And then just the fact that place was as busy as it was, that's good. I'm glad I'm glad. It's good that some retail is doing well. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I've heard that some of the real estate folks are fairly busy too. I find that shocking.
People are still moving. I find that. I do.
Yeah, shocking as well. But the one thing I have noticed.
We were talking about in the bathroom, and that got.
That's what I was going to say. I noticed today. I believe I counted today in the hour that I walked, roughly an hour. I think I counted 5 trucks that were plumbing related alone. That were like, they were.
They're probably putting in new toilets. And
yeah, and people are taking the time now to do these things. That was just that. They didn't include the random ones I saw. Obviously, people getting stuff done at their homes, renovations done. There was probably like 3 or 4 that I saw. At least 10 trucks I saw in front of people's homes doing either water renovation or just some kind of renovation in general.
Well, the price tag on our bathroom redo was staggering.
Yeah.
$15,000 roughly, basically, maybe a little more. So if anybody wants to send us $15,000, we'll do it.
Smoother and powerful, it says here. So watch that.
Powerful. I don't need a tequila flu.
Yeah, no, you don't need that. No doubt about that. The vodka flu is bad enough.
I don't like vodka. I had the tequila flu in Arkansas. Where did I have the vodka flu?
Houston. Well, it might have just because you're in Houston. I mean, you got the flu. I don't know.
The vodka flu. The Cliffs party.
Yes, Christmas time. Yeah.
Vodka flu at Christmas, and I had the tequila flu.
Which seems like about 8 years ago. I don't drink
very much. That's why I'm not a heavy drinker.
Elkhart wanted to sell it, and so the real estate market is off. Really, in Elkhart, if I wanted to sell, wow, but I've heard that too, and
your house would sell in a heartbeat anyway. You have the most amazing lot ever, and you have great square footage. You have a huge kitchen. You have big rooms. You have that cool loft. You have that back patio place where you used to have that jacuzzi in it, but now it's a whatever. Yeah, there's the cat over your head. But yeah, no, your house would sell in a heartbeat because it's cool and big. I mean, your house is big and you're on that huge lot by the river. I'd buy your house if I lived in Elkhart. Are you kidding?
There you go. Yeah, I'm glad. I mean, there's a lot of industries that aren't doing very well at all. And I'm glad that there are people, unfortunately, there are people in my industry who they never recover. I mean, there are guys that a couple of them I'm worried about that one of them's already taken a job somewhere else. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. He had no choice. His compensation wasn't enough, and he's had it sucks. I mean, people don't realize, that their people's businesses and granted may not be essential,
hard
but
to support a family now that particularly since the unemployment bump is gone, people are living on just a couple $100 a week. That's just ridiculous.
We're just talking about you, by the way.
Oh my gosh. We were just talking about the tequila flu I had in Arkansas. And we were talking about how you can make margaritas in a blender because you do it, Lisa.
Those are dancing margaritas too, by the way, Lisa. Dancing margaritas.
Oh yeah, we do have a video. I have looked at that since. It's really embarrassing.
But I'm here. The boat industry is here is good too. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. Oh yeah. OMG's right.
Yes, I did have the vodka flu.
Yeah, very good. But we need to get we got to get those little machines that she's got. I'd probably go for that.
No, I don't need that because then I would have the vodka flu. No, the tequila flu.
You got to get your booze right.
Well, it's because I just bought more tequila because I spilled it all here, and I left my vodka in Arkansas, so we had to buy more vodka.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You guys are movers and shakers.
Hey, we still
Like I
got it
said,
going
you're
on.
movers and shakers. That's all I said.
Hey, we may be 50, but we got it going on.
You guys are movers and shakers. There's no doubt about that.
I miss kayaking in the morning.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic, relaxing way to exercise. I miss having exercise. It was so chill.
I missed the 8 o'clock phone call at night from the daughter wondering where mom is.
Passed out on the passed out on.
Well, funny you should ask,
She's
Caroline.
asleep.
She's asleep. And that's always like talk about the red flag or red flags. I mean, you're out of town. She's asleep.
At 8 o'clock.
Sun's still up. Sun's still up.
No, it was 10 o'clock.
No,
it was 10 o'clock. It was 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you guys still got it going on. There's no doubt about it.
We do have it going on.
We do. Let's see. Your mom says Tito's like oh yeah, that actually is Aunt Holly sort of founded that, didn't she, or something?
No, she's a Kettle One girl. Sorry.
What was the one she brought to her party? The big jugs that
Kettle One. She is a Kettle.
I thought it was Tito's.
No, she's Kettle One. I like Tito's.
Okay, just got home, start the show, roll the open.
We're talking liquor, Kevin. So join in.
Yeah. We were like in the last moments of the show, and there's Kevin. How was Sioux Falls, by the way? You were at Sioux Falls, weren't you? I think you were. Let's see here. Funny.
Mrs. Vaughan. Yes.
The dirty martini. But yes, the
Mom Vaughan can bring us all under the table, Lisa.
Yeah, y'all.
She's got a lot of practice.
Yeah, because I think matter of fact, when Jim had her birthday party, Mom was not here, was she?
No, she wouldn't. They would get along great.
Yes.
They would get along great.
So Sioux Falls is very free, huh, mate? All right, look like it.
Yeah, your Minnesota is getting cracked down.
Funny. Mom was just talking about where you were earlier, Kevin. I said he was a ways back from Sioux Falls. So
hey, Lisa, had my mother-in-law been with us in Arkansas, she would have probably danced in our videos as well.
Something come back to Minnesota Union.
Oh,
well, the good news today, I guess, for you guys is I think Trump was there this afternoon making a speech, so maybe he's going to get you guys straightened out after all. I don't know. I just saw that.
Did Trump straighten anything else?
I don't know. I just saw he was there. I didn't know where he was up there. I didn't know that Kevin had made the.
It's going to take people up there to straighten that place out.
Yeah, my meat list. Yes.
Yes, you would love her.
Yeah, I don't think.
Celeste,
you weren't for GM's birthday party.
My 50th.
No, you weren't. But that's where she would have been here then, and that's where we went, Mom. We went down to, or not over, I guess for the proper word, to the territory of Arkansas. We went over there.
Yes.
But it's just to the east of us here.
He became a fan of this little place because it's fantastic.
Oh, don't oversell me. Don't put words on my eyes. It was a great time. I had a great time. Lisa's got a great place, and she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. So we had a good time.
We did have a good time.
I didn't leave the little compound for, gosh. Well, it's not uncommon now. I don't leave the compound here for days.
No,
so.
we didn't leave the compound at all. We went.
No, you
Lisa
guys
and I
went
went to the farmer's market. No, we went right down the road to the farmer's market to get vegetables for dinner.
Two lives illegals. That's funny. Yeah, you guys got some. I don't know. I love going to the Twin Cities. I love going to Minnesota. Minnesota's a cool place, but gosh, let's see here.
What's in Missouri? Where can we go in Missouri?
Missouri, Ozarks.
The Lake of the Ozarks. But if you're going to go to a lake, you go to Lisa's. Sorry, I'm going to say drive the extra distance.
Yeah, it'd be worth to go to Arkansas, Mom. Actually, you'd like the little place. You
would like it because they're right on the lake. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's.
You saw the pictures. It's beautiful.
That's definitely. Oops, sorry.
And Lisa's the best.
Just trying to get it. There we go.
Why are you doing that?
I'm just trying to give us a little variety here. Let's see that'll work. There we go. A little variety here in the show.
I like your little. Actually, your Bitmoji needs to lose some weight.
No, he's good. He's all good. He's all good. So we're gonna do a little dinner here shortly, and also bury a fish.
Yeah, we're gonna do dinner and bury fish.
Dinner and bury fish. So
I could flush him and tell Caroline. I bet I buried him.
Funny, yeah. Well, that's another thing. Okay, Mom will protect you, by the way, Kevin, over in Indiana. Mom, you'll know this too. Now, we had fish as kids, and we usually just.
Don't you flush them?
That's kind of.
Caroline told me it was illegal to flush them. I'm like, no, it's not. How would anybody even know?
Well, as a kid, it seemed to really mess me up because I thought that's where we all went, but I wasn't sure if there was. That's where we all got flushed in the end. Is what I kind of thought back then, and then until I
wouldn't fit. That's one way to stay immortal.
And then until I was thrust upon the old open casket without somebody telling me, that really messed me up too. So I was a mess. Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, so I thought for a while we all got flushed. Then I realized we didn't. We were in a box and we got real makeup. Again, not a real good idea. And then so that since that time, no one told me. They're like, you want to see your great grandfather? I'm like, yeah, but my thing is, I'm thinking to myself, I thought he died. I'm thinking, they tell me, hey, let's go get together with the family. Do you want to see your great grandfather? I'm thinking, that's a bit of a trick question. I think he passed away, but okay. If he's back to life again, I guess I'm all good with that, right? So we walk into a room, there he is in a box. He don't look the same at all. And from then I'm really messed up. And so
no, and that's true. He really is messed up. We were talking about this on the way home from UD. The you think about dying every night before you go to sleep. That's terrible.
I will read the blog. I'll check. Is it up now? Up right now? Yeah, I need to check it out. Yeah.
I always get notifications. I need to read it. And I do read it too.
We had a food. Yep, and they're flushed. Yeah, that's. But Caroline told us today
you couldn't flush.
that was against the rules or something. Cool. I didn't know there was like any rules about that. I always thought people just
flushed them because they're little. How would anybody know?
But we actually have a little bit of we have a burial ground in the backyard now. We're gonna. I mean, she doesn't
underneath my land.
She doesn't take care of these fish. We're gonna have like a fish cemetery at the back.
Yeah,
and it seems so unnatural that fish should be buried at sea. Or a pond.
Or flush.
Or flush seems like it's a better deal for them.
All flushing, doesn't that all lead to the ocean? That's what Finding Nemo taught me. That all drains lead to the ocean.
I guess. I don't. I
what
suppose.
Nemo
but
said. So it seems that he needs to be flushed. It would be the more humane thing to do.
I guess.
Maybe we will flush him.
I don't know.
We've already got one little grave out there. We could just. I don't know.
I don't know.
You tell me.
There weren't rules 30 years ago. I don't know why we get this.
Well, no kidding. There really weren't rules 30 years ago for this kind of nonsense.
There we go. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, I don't think there were either, Mom. I think that's Caroline just sort of telling us that was kind of the story. There we go.
Because she didn't want us to just flush them.
Well, your mom, my wife was just trying to make it easier on all parties because what we don't want to do is have to bury a freaking fish this afternoon. But again, it makes Caroline happy, and that's fine. We want to make her
things you do for your kids.
Yes, it's
part 550.
Yes, as the Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott of parenting I am. I have to tell these things to her all the time. I'm definitely MVP parenting skills out of nowhere too. It's amazing because
he thinks he has all the answers, but he doesn't.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean,
he doesn't.
Boy, who'd have thought about asking about their classes and how they're doing? What a novel idea!
I already did.
So what's that going to make your grade to be? Oh, what a novel idea!
We had that conversation 20 minutes before you came down.
Dang, I'm good. Here we go. Oh, here's the blog. Here we go. 10th inning blog spot. Let me pull this down so I can see it. My mate Kevin, their 10th inning stretch blogspot.com at a right on a work computer is mine is. Oh, yours acting up too. Yeah, I'm in the feeling. Yeah, well, good stuff though. I actually saw. Was Rob there too, or is that last week? Because I was watching, actually pulled the highlights for my Wednesday show. I pulled the highlights of Darvel and
he was a T-bone.
Hair? No, he wasn't. Why would he be a T-bone?
Who am I thinking? Oh, Darnell Sweeney.
And the player of the pitch of the week, I thought I saw Rob in a mask in the dugout or coming out of the dugout. I do an interview last week. It would have been the 12th, I guess, when Heron threw the complete ball game. Was he there? Or did I miss that? I don't know for sure, but whatever makes Patrick happy. Yeah, well, there you go. This week, the association coordinator is Rob, and I welcome the famous Media Notes pitcher TBA. There you go. TBA. Yes. I was thinking
Danny has that guest on.
I was thinking about TBA. This we call Talking Baseball Australia. I was thinking, so I'll say TBA, and I think a lot of people probably get a little confused, thinking, what's he mean by TBA? TB announced? Yes, TB announced is the name of the pitcher to be announced, or Johnny Allstaff. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure there was a wide. Now, granted, I'm not trying to dog Sioux Falls. They had really good camera work down low. Then they had the high cam. The high cam looked really foggy and sort of, I don't know. It didn't match the whole shot of the game. The quality of the game was really good, shot from behind home plate. The camera up high was not the same quality. And I know it's probably just.
If I didn't have to go to school on Monday, could we go to Sioux Falls for a game?
Monday? You want to drive to Sioux Falls?
Why not?
I'll fly to Sioux Falls. I'm not driving to Sioux Falls. No, I'm not. The airport and the hotel and the ballpark are real close. I mean, the ballpark and the airport are like 2 miles from each other. Maybe not even that far. It's pretty easy.
That's one of the places I haven't been.
But yeah, Rob was. It was Rob because I saw a guy in a mask, shorts, had his bag, and I'm thinking he was doing the post game interview with Aaron. And but anyway, yeah, I was thinking about Kevin and getting the guy from Milwaukee on, but I don't know him. I don't know if he would even. He might laugh me off, say, "Who? What, sir? Who? We're not really the media." Maybe I may just do an easy show this week. His last show was good, and I got to really clamp down into a solid. We got a busy show for the Australia show this week, so I need to really. That's what I'm working on. But hopefully, we'll see. But
D-San?
That's the plan. So but anyway, yes. And again, I'm not trying to dog him. It was just a weird. It was a weird shot. They had a really good. The video looked great behind home plate. But the wide shot, they shot it right down the first base line. It looks like it was shot from that, that little area where the elevator is and the suites are? That platform, like they shot it there and it's kind of back into the sun. It looked like one of my cooking videos. It just was a little murky. It just didn't look like it should have looked. But anyway, yeah, but it's much better. They've done a really good job. And as a matter of fact, Carter was doing the pregame, one of the nicest young men around, doing the pregame on the but he had an assistant who probably worked
Carter
a lot.
Has an assistant?
He worked a lot with my guys from last year. That's the kind of young man he had to deal with. And you can tell Carter was probably fit to be tied because Carter was trying to put out some fires. And the broadcast I was watching, he was trying to put out some fires, and he kind of just passed it off to his trusty sidekick. And he was not Carter.
I'm just happy to hear that some other clubs actually have sidekicks.
Yeah, you did a good job. No, the kid was doing it. He got dumped in his lap, and he has a sidekick. Yeah, but anyway. So dinner time to shut this thing down. We've been on long enough, you guys. Don't you think?
Yeah, do you want me to go?
No, I'm going to shut it down right now. It's not very easy to do, so we can do that. But we're going to hit the dinner and the fish funeral as well.
Play taps.
I'll not even message him. You can. Yeah, you could. I mean, I don't know. I just think because they've been playing so well, but I don't know. I may get him on the week after. I don't know. I usually reach out on Monday for these guys that are off, but I don't know. Well, hey, there goes. There's Mike Martin. Good to see you, Mike.
Hey.
Good to see Mike there. Doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yes, Wednesday show returns at 5 o'clock. We managed to get through this one without too much dramas, and we see Wednesday we have before I see you guys on Wednesday, we do have the Wednesday T-Bone show. It's noon on Facebook Live as well, so that'll be all fun and hijinks as well. Glad you guys joined me here on Virtual Happy Hour. Thanks for joining me, Mike. Good to see you. Kevin, everybody out there, big thanks to Mom. Big thanks to WD-40. You folks that stopped by, whether for me for 5 minutes, 5 seconds, or you stayed around a long time. God bless you. Thank you.
And it was fun to talk to Chris.
And good to see my brother out there too as well. Glad he stopped by, and glad you guys stopped by. As we keep saying, the virtual hugs to all you guys. Give a virtual hug, babe. There you go. Virtual hugs. Let's all be kinder, general, show a little love, empathy. Let's be good in the end. And when we ever do sort of have normality again, we're all better in the end than we are right now. Say good night, dear.
Good night, dear.
There we go. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, 5 o'clock. Let's put the close up. Peace out. See you guys then. Love y'all.